master, and always be eager to serve. And it's not convenient. I was just talking to one devotee, and she runs a temple, and she's telling me that people who come to the temple for service, they'll come, they'll serve, but when it's inconvenient, they won't come or they won't serve. Or if some material responsibility seems to be more important, that takes precedent. But we can't make advancement like that, because you'll see how did Prabhupada bring this movement out? He created at the very beginning, which expanded out for many years, persons that were willing to do anything to follow the instructions of the spiritual master. And that's what it takes to become a disciple. It's not something, it's the duty, and this, I'll use this with emphasis, is the duty of the spiritual master to test the disciple. And that test means they're going to have to choose between what may be convenient and easy for them and what the spiritual master is asking them to do. It's like that. It takes sacrifice. Sacrifice comes from the word sacrificio. Sacrificial is a Latin word which means to make things sacred, to bring things in connection to the spiritual process or the spiritual energy, to Krishna ultimately. So it's not easy to become a disciple. It's not easy to become a spiritual master. Both have great responsibilities attached to them. And both have to work in such a way as to see how they can continue their service. Because the spiritual master is not an independent person. He has his spiritual master, and he is a disciple also. If the spiritual master thinks that I'm a spiritual master and I have disciples and that's it, and he's really not a spiritual master. The spiritual master is also a servant of his spiritual master, and he's also the servant of his disciples, because it's his duty to serve them in such a way that they can make progress towards developing their love for Krishna. And that's a great responsibility, both for the spiritual master and for the disciples to follow and make it easy for the spiritual master to do his service. When the disciples don't cooperate or don't follow, they make it difficult for the spiritual master, and then it becomes greater amounts of difficulty to bring the person up to the standard of Krishna consciousness. And especially in today's age, where it's the age of Kali. Kali is everywhere. Kali makes things difficult. Material goals are everywhere in the world, from the family to the occupation to social to economic to political to even ecclesiastical goals people have, which are contrary to their practice of devotional service. So this is Kali Yuga. It's not an easy age to practice spiritual life. And one of the things that makes it easier is sadhusanga. Sadhusanga, sadhusanga, sarvasastri hoy. Lavamatta sadhusange, sarvasiddhi hoy. This verse is so fundamental. It was spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the association with devotees and hearing from the spiritual master is so fundamental to the whole process of bhakti. You see, just for example, what is the Vedas? The Vedas are divided into two sections called Shruti and Smriti. Shruti is actually the Vedas, and Smriti is the commentaries on the Shrutis, which applying the teachings of the Shrutis according to time, place, and circumstance. For instance, Bhagavad Gita is not Shruti, it's Smriti. It's more or less the Krishna comments on the essence of the Vedas, and as he gives his dissertation on how to practice Krishna consciousness. Smritis are more vast in terms of They're always changing according to situations. And Shrutis are fundamental. But the Shrutis teach, the essence of the Shrutis are the Upanishads. And the Upanishads means that one sits down near the Guru and listens. They listen to hear transcendental knowledge. They listen to hear and understand how they can execute devotional service, how they can improve the quality of their devotional service, how they can learn something that will help them in their practice of devotionals. So many things that one can learn. So the Upanishads are the essence of the Vedas, and they're also called the Smriti. And the Upanishads are gurus speaking to disciples, and then that knowledge was written down in the form of the Upanishads. So this is the essence of devotional service, hearing directly from the spiritual master. So it's not always what we say available to be able to hear directly, but we have this online class, which is going on right now, which is every day. It's been going on for 4.5 years, every day. And I'm finding it's one of the best ways to keep devotees connected, both to the spiritual master and to the philosophy and practice of Krishna consciousness. Those who come and listen and hear and participate by getting clarification on what is being said in the form of questions, they're remaining fixed in devotional service. It's very, what we say, enlivening or heartwarming to see when devotees take it seriously and really want to learn like that. It's not enough that I just sit and read books. No, we need to hear and discuss this philosophy. Bodhiantas parasparam katyantas chimam dityam tusyanti cha ramanti cha. This verse from Bhagavad Gita is one of the main verses of the Gita, explaining that devotees derive great satisfaction when they come together and discuss this philosophical teachings and the practice of bhakti like that. It's ramanti and it's tushanti. Tushanti means nourishing. Ramanti means it's joyful. So that's the process, and we're seeing over time so many new people have come to Krishna consciousness because they found out about this online class, and they're hearing regularly. They're getting interested, and now they're starting to participate more and more in the process of bhakti. So this is one way that the spiritual master is trying to keep connection with the disciples in a very direct way, as direct as we can, coming to the place where the spiritual master is, taking some time away from your place and going to see the spiritual master wherever he is. Just like I'm in Ujjain now, and we had a festival, and 3 of my disciples came. Two actually. Sri Devi came, Namrata came. Both of them, of course, were in India, so it was convenient for them to come. And so, but ultimately, I remember when Srila Prabhupada was preaching in different places in America, devotees would travel hundreds and hundreds of miles just to be with Srila Prabhupada. Of course, we are not on the same level of Srila Prabhupada, but we're trying to do the same thing that Prabhupada is doing. So bringing together devotees in the satsang is very, very powerful, very, very edifying, and it renews. Just like someone asked me a question the other day, that they're getting a little bored in Krishna consciousness. They're looking for something new. I said, just go to a holy place. Go to a festival and chat and dance, spend a few days with a festival, and just focus 100% on Krishna consciousness. And you'll see after those few days of concentrated Krishna consciousness, then you're enlivened again. When you go back to your area where you have your regular activity, regular service, you're renewed in that mood of devotion. So we should always be thinking, am I making advancement? Am I actually following the process? Or am I actually just thinking I'm following the process, but not following the process? And if Maya looks good, or if Maya seems more important than our spiritual life, then we need to do a little inventory and see what needs to be done or what needs to be eliminated in order to come up to a standard where we become fixed. Fixed is the process of the fifth stage of bhakti. It's called nishta. In between bhajana kriya, accepting a spiritual master and working under his guidance, there is nishta. In between, there is anartha nivritti. There's where devotees get stuck. Anartha nivritti. There is so many obstacles, material tendencies that are rooted within the consciousness, uh, external things that may come and cause one to get deviated in their spiritual life. So many uh, varieties of ways that one can get stuck in Krishna, and these are called anartha nivritti, unwanted things. But therefore, the reason why we in the process for eliminating anartha nivritti is constantly hearing from the spiritual master, getting advice, asking questions, and then moving forward. And that is the process like that. And so, and the spiritual master is most happy when he sees his devotees making advancement in Krishna consciousness. To worship the spiritual master means to serve the spiritual master. The external forms of worship, such as the Vyas Puja ceremonies, the garlands, the big cakes, uh, the donations, whatever that, they're nice, and they're also part of, Guru worshiping the spiritual master, but they're not even close to as important as making our own progress in devotional service. That's what pleases the spiritual master the most. When he sees, because why is he doing what he's doing? Because this is what he came for, to bring the souls back to Krishna as best he can, with the mercy of Krishna, with the mercy of his spiritual master, with the mercy of the entire parampara with them. So I'm happy to see the devotees today for this program. It'd be nice if all of you come every day. And you make some time and come to our classes. The classes are getting more and more interesting, in the sense that now we are adding a japa session at the end of the class for at least a half hour or more. Devotees are chanting japa together. And then we're on the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's one of the most important sections of the Bhagavatam, because the third chapter, which is the upcoming chapter, is so full of direct devotional statements that come right to the essence of the practice of bhakti. Second canto is one of my favorite cantos. It's amazing. It's the shortest canto in the Bhagavatam. It's only 10 chapters. Actually, it's the second shortest. The 12th canto is shorter. But the second canto is just full of intensification of really devotional principles, philosophy, and the most amazing statements by uh, uh, Parikshit Maharaj, asking questions to Sukadev Goswami. And out of all of the scriptures, Bhagavatam is the best. Amalam Param, Bhagavatam cannot be compared to any other scripture. It is above all of them. It is the purest of all the Puranas, and it gives direct information of how one can reach the highest form of bhakti, prema pumartha mahan. And Srila Prabhupada's purports are just full of uh, the most amazing knowledge that is not only vital for our spiritual practice, but even things that are somewhat parallel to that knowledge. He makes wonderful points about practical things in the material world that we could use to help us both in the practical things and in our spiritual practice. The thing about Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada is so wonderful, so great, that he didn't leave anything out. There is not one question you can ask that Prabhupada didn't deal with that subject matter in one form or another. Maybe it was just one or two incidents, or maybe it was something that he spoke extensively on, but he covered everything. He covered everything. And that's not just some hyperbole or some glorification of Prabhupada. Those who read his books and hear his lectures, you'll be amazed. Prabhupada covered everything. And if we hear from Prabhupada regularly, then whatever we get from our spiritual master will become easily executable and easily understandable. Because the spiritual master in the ISKCON society is really trying to bring Prabhupada into the life of his disciples in such a way that they understand what this Krishna conscious practice is and how best to execute it. Okay, like, and these are a few things that that we discussed. So we can stop and see if anyone would like to add.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much for this amazing nectar, and also thank you for agreeing to give a class on this particular topic. I was a bit nervous, seriously, to ask. Even that was in my heart. So thank you, devotees. And I would request everybody, if you can please switch on your video. In fact, like if everybody can switch on your video. UK God family, if you can also switch on your video so Maharaj can have darshan of every devotee. There are 40, 50 devotees already here in this Gurukul, Maharaj. So we all are here. So
wow, there's so many wonderful devotees out there. It's amazing. I'm really glad I came today. Nice to see Avadutas there. My God, and we have Bhakti Vasal Mutai. Wow.
Hare
okay. Good. So to continue our session, I will request Rasvilasini Radha Mataji. Please, yeah, you have raised your hand. You can unmute yourself.
Rasavilasini Radha is from Detroit, and I just met her when I came to Detroit this year. And then immediately, by the recommendations of her mentor, which was the temple president, she became a disciple. We only know each other for a few months.
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisance onto your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you and all the best. Maharaj, as you said, we should be engaged 24 hours a day. But how can we apply that? Because nowadays, with material responsibilities, it becomes very difficult to stay engaged in devotional service for 24 hours a day. I mean, how can we engage ourselves in devotional service 24 hours daily?
Krishna explains that. He says, Yat karosi, yaranasi, yat dosi, yat yajosi, dadasi, yat tapasiri tukunte, yat tat kurushon mararpanam. All that you do, all that you eat, All that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities you perform, should be done as an offering to me. You have to learn that art of how to use everything for the service of Krishna. That is, even maintaining one's family, taking care of one's material needs in the form of occupation. Whatever it is, one can learn the art of dovetailing one's consciousness towards Krishna through the process of, this is called Gona Bhakti. Gona means things that are parallel to direct devotional service, but because you're a devotee and your goal is to become Krishna conscious, whatever else you do can also be aligned with that goal of becoming Krishna consciousness. And that's learning how to use everything in the service of Krishna. One of the principles that helps to develop that is one has to understand that there is nothing outside of Krishna. Krishna's energy is also Krishna. So as you deal with the energy, you're dealing with an aspect of Krishna, but in a less direct way. So seeing everything in relationship to Krishna helps one to remember Krishna in the activities of, maintaining their material responsibilities. And simplify your material life and not complicate it. That's the idea. If our material life is too complicated or too much time consuming, then that can also take away from our progress in devotional service. So simplicity is also a principle of devotion. Simple living, high thinking. So practice that. Those who won't live so simple, who have big positions, a lot of resources, then their business is to use everything in the service of the Lord. Because they have extra. So what can they do with extra? Use it for this Lord's service. That's it. One who sees me in everything and everything in me, I'm never lost, and he's never lost to me. When you see anything in this world, Srila Prabhupada gave us an example. He said, when you see anything in this world, what do you think of? You think of, oh, it belongs to Krishna. He said, yes, that is right. Nothing belongs to us because we are not this body, and everything that we claim is in relationship to the body. Even the body doesn't belong to us. It's given to us by our parents. But the body is made out of material elements which are manufactured by Krishna himself and then formulated into different bodies. And that was Lord Brahma's job, to put together the 8,400,000 species of life. So what do we actually have that we can call our own? Nothing. Zero. We don't have anything. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything. But because we have a body, we connect with things and we claim this is mine, this is who I am, these are all adinasamoham yamam hamameti. These are all illusion. So whatever you have in the material world as far as responsibility and resources, use it in Krishna service. That's it.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
And Prabhupada said you have to learn that art from your spiritual master. So ask me and I'll tell you how to do it. You may not like it, but that's an
Thank you, Mataji, for asking very important questions. Yeah, Ridhanya Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances and humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees today. I have often heard from other devotees that in the beginning days, when we start our Krishna consciousness, where we don't have enough knowledge or even the knowledge to have approach a spiritual master, that Krishna helps us to we kind of like have so much energy that we do a lot of services like all of a sudden, like when we initially start off. But then eventually the enthusiasm fades away, and the devotees have instructed me that we have to push ourselves because now we have enough faith, so Krishna may not help us, and we have to like show our love to him. So in the initial days, I was wondering, does Krishna deal with us directly? Because he says in Bhagavad Gita that we can approach him only through a guru, but in the beginning days, we actually don't have a guru.
He allows you to enter into devotional service and gives you different services. But when we first come, our knowledge is not developed, nor is our faith. So we're performing the activities because we know it's enjoyable. It's nice. We enjoy it. But then when we go on for a little while, and sometimes or other, then we get situations which are not so easy, or which are maybe cause us to become a little, what do we say? We have to work harder to make it happen. So in the initial stage, it seems to be easier, but actually it's the same in each case. It's just a matter that our consciousness is changing. That's all.
I see. Okay, Guru Maharaj. So it's not like Krishna does not deal with us directly anytime then.
He deals with you what he says in the Bhagavad Gita. As you approach me, I reward you accordingly. If you surrender 10%, he reciprocates 10%. If you surrender 50%, he reciprocates 50%. But sometimes even he'll go a little bit beyond your percentage. He does that sometimes to encourage the devotee or show extra mercy. He can do that, and he does that. But ultimately, the principle is he's reciprocating on how we are approaching.
I see. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Dandavat pranams.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. We have the
Amrit-
UK God family there.
Yes, Amritana Mataji has raised her hand. Maharaj, if it's okay, first. Amritana Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. All glories to the wonderful Vaishnavas present here. So Guru Maharaj, I wanted to ask that you talked about Smriti and Shruti. So Gita, Bhagavad Gita, it falls in the Upanishad part. So is it not it is in the fundamental category, right? So it doesn't change according to time, space, time, place, and circumstances.
The application can change, but the knowledge doesn't change. The application that's why guru is needed, to apply the principles according to time, place, and circumstance. What may work in one situation may fall short of working in another situation. So when Krishna says Sarva Dharma Pradikshajam, he says surrender to me, give up all varieties of religion, and just surrender to me. He's asking for absolute surrender without any consideration. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He's not asking for that. He's adopted a different approach to that principle of surrender. So there's where the application is changed by the Lord himself. And he says, don't worry about surrender, just chant, dance, and take prasad. and follow the process as given by the acharyas, the spiritual master.
Okay. And Guru Maharaj, Srimad Bhagavad Puran, it falls into the other category. So does it apply same with that?
The Bhagavad Purana is the Vedanta Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, kind of, what's the word, condensed into what is called Vedanta Sutras and expanded on by Vyasadeva. And he takes the Vedanta Sutras and expands it into the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is very difficult to understand because it's done in sutra form. Yeah, they're just like bullet points like that. So it wasn't for Vyasadeva, we wouldn't be able to approach Bhagavatam. But even what Vyasadeva gave us requires explanation by the acharyas. Therefore, we have the acharyas speaking on Bhagavatam. We have Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, we have Bhakti Siddhanta, we have Srila Prabhupada, we have Jiva Goswami. They're also explaining Bhagavatam more and more. So
Okay.
Bhagavatam is not so easy to approach. It's very difficult. If you read Bhakti Vinod Thakur's article, which was a lecture he gave on Bhagavatam, it's about 70 pages. He destroys all the misconception about what Bhagavatam appears to be from people who didn't know what Bhagavatam was. And he goes through all of the different arguments showing what Bhagavatam is not. And then he concludes by explaining what Bhagavatam actually is.
Where can you find this, Guru Maharaj?
It's called the Bhagavad, Bhagavata, the Bhagavad, not Bhagavad, the Bhagavad, by Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
Okay.
It's in hard copy also.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Arigo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, UK got UK family, so there are many devotees. I hope there is 1 or 2 questions, not 50.
We'll try, Guru Maharaj, we'll try.
Over to you, Mataji, please. Yeah.
Yeah, Mansi Mataji has got, Moini Radha Mataji has got a question. Should I come there? If you. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the Vaishnavas assembled here. Maharaj, you mentioned about the spiritual duties and the material duties, and that the spiritual duties should supersede for a disciple. And thank you so much for reminding what does it mean to be a dedicated disciple. So what happens in the normal life is that even though I have the conviction of serving Guru Maharaj at the utmost of my capacity and taking the spiritual duties giving them the priority, but what happens is that the material conditioning always supersedes. And because it's easy to do, when I have to decide and give the priority to the spiritual duties, there is a sort of fear because I have the conditioning of doing whatever duties are materially, material duties as a priority. So how to overcome this fear?
It's always a problem. This is a situation where everyone who has that dichotomy of living in the world and taking care of material duties and practicing Krishna consciousness, they always struggle with that. And those who are sincere, they figure out ways of organizing their life in such a way as they keep their spiritual activities foremost. You can tell where you're putting your energy and enthusiasm by how eager you are for Krishna consciousness. If you lose your eagerness and you start becoming just mechanical, or just going through the motions as a duty, then you can see, well, maybe I'm not giving enough time or enough attention to Krishna consciousness. So, of course, we have to live in such a way as to not spend all of our time with material responsibilities. That's the thing. One of the things that I've been emphasizing as a preaching factor is Srila Prabhupada's mission of developing Varnashram in the form of a more simplified lifestyle based on how Krishna lived with agriculture, cow protection, a more of a natural environmental where we could become less dependent and more involved with a congregational type of unity. In other words, when many families are living together and working together to support each other in their spiritual life, and they center their material needs in that environment, it becomes much easier. And of course, they give support to each other in their spiritual practice also. So that was Prabhupada's vision, to get away from a very complicated materialistic lifestyle and become less dependent on that and more dependent on Krishna and a more natural lifestyle. They might say, well, that's not for everyone, but to some degree, it actually works. It actually works. And in terms that those who actually do it, they find themselves getting more support in their Krishna consciousness. We need each other. We can't do it by ourselves. We can associate with each other in the process of, not only in our process of spiritual life, but in the process of taking care of our material duties. It'll become more easier and more natural to do both like that. So that's one. That might be something that is more long range. We should take some time and go to the temple, associate with devotees, go to the kirtan, look for opportunities to do service. In other words, we should be proactive in our devotional service, thinking how to increase, how to improve like that. Not just waiting for things to happen. We can get into a routine, and then after that routine becomes mechanical after a while. Oh. And to think about, I mean, all of you are from the UK. There's so much spiritual activity in the UK that it's overwhelming. It's one of the places where it's an avalanche. It's like Prabhupada says, you know, the mercy is raining from the skies, falling. Like, so much is going on, and everything centers around Sadhu Sangha, because all of these programs, there's varieties of programs, but what's the key thing? Sadhu Sangha, associating with and serving devotees. This gives us enthusiasm of the Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Manasi.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisance. Oh, glory to Srila Prabhupada. We've got another question from Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu as well. Yeah.
So there is hosting and there is sub-hosting today, Maharaj, looks like.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you, Maharaj, all glories to our relations. Guru Maharaj, when we overcome the big challenge and the big sacrifice to make time and push aside everything else to join your daily Zoom classes, I find that within these classes, even if we don't know what question to ask, even if we don't know what's wrong with our devotion or what's wrong with our life, and we've got no clue what to ask or if we're doing anything right or wrong, in these Zooms, we get these nuggets of invaluable wisdom and invaluable mercy that I find that they're so powerful that they ignite the spark of enthusiasm, the spark of devotion, and the spark of like the perfect medicine. So I just wanted to take this opportunity, as they've got so many people here, to like say, everybody should try and come because it's so powerful. Each Zoom class, we get unlimited mercy.
Yeah, thank you. And one thing we can say for sure, one thing I can say for sure is if you have a question or some concern, you'll find even if you don't ask the question, you get the answer. Why? Because Krishna is that factor which makes everything happen. He knows. And then he'll even give you the answer before you even ask the question many times. That happens a lot. Devotees say, yeah, just by coming and participating, my answers were, I found the answers to my questions. Natural.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, thank you so much. There's one more question. Shall we wait or shall we carry on?
Continue.
Okay. Please, Sri Advaita Prabhu has got a question as well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Hare Krishna. Maharaj, today you spoke about the disciples doing their duty very nicely, and how when the disciples do their duty in the right way, it helps the spiritual master do his duty. So some of the disciples might not get to speak to the spiritual master on a daily basis and get feedback on their actions and their duties. So how can a disciple know that whatever action they're doing is pleasing the spiritual master?
Well, there's different ways to answer that. Prabhupada when Prabhupada was asked a similar question, he would say, well, if you please Krishna, then automatically you're also pleased. Because he said you're part and parcel of Krishna and you're always connected with Krishna. So when you offer your service and you feel satisfied with the offering, that means that Krishna is satisfied. You're feeling some dissatisfaction, that means maybe you could have did it better, or you could have approached it in a different way. But that's not a deficiency, it's just a way of improvement, that's all. So that's one way. And if the other way is ask. Yeah. Or you might even consider asking those who you associate with to also, be someone to give you a little feedback. Someone who you can feel confident that they'll, give you a good answer or appropriate answer.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So Mataji, is there any other further question or?
No further question. Can we do something?
Yes, over to you, Mataji. It's like under your control right now. So.
Thank you. Okay, Guru Maharaj, everybody wants to offer some flower petals to you today with your permission.
Yeah, pen.
Okay, let me put it.
No, only Napru can do it.
I can do it. I can do it.
You can do it.
You can move your camera so everybody can be visual, Mataji.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just pinning things.
Can you pin Maharaj?
Can you take
pin
this?
Maharaj?
Okay. Can you? We need to take this off. We need to show everyone. Give me one second.
Cables come out. The cables.
Change the
No, I
screen.
know. Fine, we can see from here.
Change this, he can just change the screen and just put me on the screen. Have enough, change the screen around. Okay. There we go.
Haribol, Guru Maharaj, can you hear us?
I can hear you. You can see
Bhakti Bhakti Vedanta. Krishna Prasaya Bhutale.
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namite Namaste Saraswati Pracharine Pashkastane Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
Radharava Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Ankur. His Holiness Candramauli Maharaj.
Jai Krishna, Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
So,
May we share here.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Moving from UK to US now.
One second.
Hare Krishna.
Before we go,
Hare
before we
Krishna.
go.
Maharaj.
Please, before we go, please may we share this kirtan from Harinam Ruchi.
Guru Maharaj, cake for you.
Wow.
And all the other offerings as well. Please accept it.
Very well.
Guru Maharaj for you.
Prasadam from the UK is the most desirable.
Sorry. I know, but we are listening something. Okay, let's go back.
You can sing
Oh,
something else.
yeah, he
come
could
out.
see it. Yeah, he has to come
We
out.
come out of the call.
No, we are still there.
So, so Mataji, if your permission is there, can we move to US studio?
Yes.
Okay. Maharaj, you want to say something before I move to other question? Sorry, Maharaj, cannot hear.
Are you there too, Bhavana?
Yes, Maharaj, I am also here. I'm just sitting in classroom of Gurukul.
Snuck in. Oh, I'm really overwhelmed with the humility to accept your wonderful offerings. Thank you. Actually, all the credit goes to Srila Prabhupada. Somehow, Prabhupada's grace, I get the opportunity to do this service, and see all of you are really enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness. So for me, that is a great source of happiness.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for accepting our offerings.
It was easy.
So thank you, Maharaj. Really thank you on behalf of all the devotees here. Really, I can say one thing, Maharaj. You really brought real happiness, or I can say bliss, really on everybody' face and heart today, just by accepting this. Really, everybody was so keen, but like they were also having this like little dilemma whether we can or we cannot. So thank you very much for accepting. Jai. So I will move to Balakrishna Prabhu. Balakrishna Prabhu, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees here and all around the universe. How do you follow that? That was incredible. I got a little emotional here. Incredible show by the UK devotees. So, Guru Maharaj, my question is, we all start with just believe, right? I started about a little more than a year ago. By some mercy somewhere, I got started with the process. We start with just belief and faith, and then the end goal eventually apparently could be to meet Krishna, right? So there's this process from here to there. So when does it stop being faith-based, or put simply, even how do I know I'm making progress? And also, Guru Maharaj, why do we pay humble obeisances? Why can't I pay proud obeisances? Thank you, Maharaj.
I never heard that question before.
Yeah.
Well, the process, because as one makes progress, their faith increases, because faith is the process by which, when it does increase, you make progress. When that faith becomes firm, then there's no question even of knowledge. Knowledge will come automatically by that faith. And there's a script statement in the Sweta Swatara Upanishads that says, Yasya Devi Para Bhaktir, Yata Devi Tata Guru, Tasyaita Kartite Yata Pakasananda Mahatmanaha. One who has implicit faith in both Guru and Krishna, then all of the imports of all Vedic knowledge becomes automatically revealed to that devotee within the heart. So they actually gain complete knowledge when they have complete faith in Guru and Krishna, because that complete faith in Guru and Krishna brings them to the transcendental platform automatically. So to use an example, my Guru is wrong, but he's right. That's complete faith. And the Guru asks me, Guru will never ask you to do something that is outside devotional service. And he's not true. But he will give us a test. He'll test us sometimes just to see how much we are actually sincerely wanting Krishna. Because without tests, there is no advancement. Just like when you go to school, in order to test how much you learned, there's regular tests and there's examinations just to see how much you actually imbibed the knowledge that was given. So the whole process of bhakti is to test the devotee in different ways until the ultimate test is that then there is no more test anymore, and that whatever comes becomes an opportunity for more service. That's all. It's not a test anymore. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the formula. He says, "What is my happiness in devotional service?" He makes a rhetorical question. And then he says, "The happiness in my devotional service is the difficulties that I encounter in executing your devotional service." Because then we have something to offer. Yeah. You'll see in any relationship, there has to be sacrifice. And if there's no sacrifice, there's no relationship. That comes with marriage. That comes with any relationship you have. There, you have to sacrifice something of what you want and what you think is best for a greater principle to develop that relationship. In the same way, we have to sacrifice what our attachments to things in this world in order to, connect with Krishna in a very real way. So the spiritual master will sometimes put you in that situation. And you should think, well, that's the greatest opportunity I ever had in devotional service. Not like, oh no, here we go again. Guru's giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
Right, Hari Prasad? Your spiritual master, he's expert at testing. He tests everybody. You want to say something about that, Hari? Bhakti, put him on.
It's a bit garbled.
Hear him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
can't
garbled.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That was a wonderful answer.
I was just saying my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to you, all glories to Prabhupada, and all glories to this holy occasion.
Thank you. Give us an example of how your Guru Maharaj tests the devotees.
Well, I have seen him chastise quite heavily, and in many cases, I'll use myself as the example. So I was at one time I was staying with him in his little home in Neuruppin, Germany, and there was a Prabhupada disciple that had just passed from this world, and I was feeling very close to him. And I was mourning the loss heavily, and he observed this, and he actually stopped me and said that I should not be selfish, that I should pray for him, which I was doing, but he wanted me to pray differently. He was saying, like, now he really needs your prayers, and you should be fixed in that way rather than focused on your own experience. And at that point, I'll be very honest, that was one of the only times in my life I've ever felt anger come up in my heart with my spiritual master, because I felt so misunderstood.
Yeah.
But then I realized, I trusted that he knows what's best, and my own experience has to be sacrificed for his guidance. So I went with it, and I acknowledged that I was feeling some anger in my heart, but I went with it. And I experienced a freedom and a sense of being able to contribute to serve this devotee who had passed, and an understanding of devotional service that was just much bigger than my paradigm. And the trust in Guru and the reciprocation was something I won't forget. There are many experiences I've had like that, but this is the first one that comes to my mind.
Well, wonderful. Yeah, I mean, that's quite subtle. You wouldn't think it like that, but that's the spiritual master. He sees beyond the obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, it really took me outside of myself and plugged me into a much bigger reality, which was huge, and
Yeah,
formed a pattern for that.
yeah. So that builds trust.
Yeah.
That even something so remote or so subtle as that seems to be a point of importance in one's own progress in spiritual life.
Totally. And what was so confusing was he mourns, and he has talked about shedding tears for the passing of a Vaishnava, and that is a part of our process. So he was able to just go in there and see something that I couldn't see, because that is a part of our process, but he was able to still rewire me with, as you said, so much subtlety. It's quite remarkable.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, you picked a real subtle situation where only the guru could see that. You couldn't even see that yourself.
Exactly. But exactly to your point, that the guru sees what we can't see. And so I think yeah, it's very appropriate to what you're speaking about.
Yeah, and that we should have faith in the guru.
Yeah.
Even if we don't understand. But the thing is, and it happens all the time, is that the initial situation brings about, like you say, anger, or maybe a misunderstanding. But as you think about it, and as time goes on, and you reflect on it, you'll start to see, yes, actually, what happened was actually what was needed.
Absolutely.
Doesn't always come immediately. Most of the times it doesn't come immediately.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nice, thank you, Hari. That was really great. So happy
Thank
to
you.
see you. I just had to bring you in because when I see you, I become Krishna conscious.
Hare Krishna.
So if you didn't like that praise, you can get angry.
I always accept that as your compassion and your love, which is remarkable. So thank you.
I could say other things, but it's not appropriate for a broader audience.
Krishna Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay,
Shridevi
Yeah.
Balakrishna he's the ball of enthusiasm when it comes to, activities in Krishna consciousness. It's nice to see your enthusiasm.
Thank you, Maharaj. It flags, Maharaj. I have to fan the flames. Thank you, Maharaj. Thanks so much.
Nobody's going to change that name. Don't worry. They do. They're crossing into dangerous territory. He's Balakrishna, but he's about 6 feet 5 inches tall. So
not quite that much fun.
he's not so ball.
No. Yeah, it was a misnomer. I don't know what my parents were thinking. You cannot name a kid Bala. He's not going to stop being Bala pretty soon.
Call you what's the word?
Vruddha or something like that.
Balavan Krishna.
Okay, that is amazing, Maharaj. I will take that.
I mean, Balavan means strength, power.
Strength. Yes.
Okay, Vrindavan,
Jai.
take
So,
over.
Shri Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Guru Maharaj. You said something very, very significant, just as Mohini Radha pointed it out, that after some time, we don't realize how strong Maya is. We think, oh, I've been around long enough. I know how to carry on. I'm still a devotee. Yeah, maybe I'm not so fired up, but I'm still a devotee, and this is Maya. So, when we take Krishna consciousness for granted, that's when there is the greatest danger. So how can we guard against this mindset so that we are never infected like this?
Don't do it, that's all. Don't do it. Follow the process to be that. One should always think, one should not think that I'm okay. As soon as you think you're okay, you're liable to experience something to show you you're not okay. One should always think, I'm fallen. I'm trying to become Krishna conscious, but I'm always falling short. I need the mercy of the devotees. I need the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. I need the mercy of my spiritual master. I need the mercy of Krishna. One should see themselves as a receptacle to bring in as much mercy as they can, and never think, I'm preaching, so I'm a mercy giver, so I don't really need any mercy because I'm giving it out. It's not, and that's not like that. What is Bhakti Vinod Thakur explains? We have any Bengalis there? We have Gaurangi Priya. Is she there?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, so what is that song by Bhakti Vinod? Kita Janmo Ada Tuada.
বহির্মুখ কীট জন্ম হও যথা তু আদাস বহির্মুখ ব্রহ্ম জন্মে নাহি মোরাস.
Translation? He's just putting himself in the lowest of all positions. Praying, begging, crying for the mercy of the spiritual master, crying for the mercy of Krishna.
But there is no abstraction of me about material world. Brahma Janma, like birth of Brahma.
Well, the point is that this is one of the greatest acharyas. And he's not just teaching in a way to speak. He's speaking in a way to teach. He is actually feeling like that. And I'm low. Amara Jivan, Sade Pepe Rate, Nahio Poyero Lesa. Amara Jivan. What does he say? Amara Jivan means my life. Sade Pape Rate. It is always sinful. When I see someone happy, I become unhappy. When I see someone unhappy, I become happy. He speaks like this. So he's showing what is the nature of the living entity in the material world. So he's begging, pleading, crying. Please bestow your mercy on me. Pick me up. Ayinanda Tulucha Kinkaram Patidamam Vishame Bhavambuda. Vipaya Tavapada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadvisham Vichintaya. He's begging. So if we're in that mood, then we're never going to be overwhelmed by Maya. But as soon as we get self-confident, self-assured, routine, mechanical, then at any time Maya can come and, distract us, or even make us think we're okay. And that's the worst thing. We're not okay. We're in this material world. There is birth, death, disease, and old age, miseries of the body, mind, miseries of other living entities, miseries of higher powers. There's calamities, there's miseries from government officials, there's miseries everywhere. What is that verse? Padam padam yava vipadam. At every step, this world is a place of danger. Who's safe in this material world? Nobody. Only those who take full shelter of the Lord actually can actually feel happy and free from the anxiety that comes by living in this material world. And we have to beg for that mercy, cry for it. That's the mood of one who is actually understanding their situation in this world.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
It's like one devotee said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I think I'm in Maya. Prabhupada looked at him and said, you're always in Maya. It's rare when you get out. So Prabhupada was teaching. Yeah, we think we're okay. That's why the mercy is the difference between, being situated properly and struggling from day to day. It's all mercy.
So,
Continue.
yeah, so Maharaj, like it's already 30 minutes over. Can we continue with few more questions and few things?
Well, today's a little different, so we can go.
Okay.
I can go as long as you want me to.
Jai, Jai. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
If you get
Maharaj Prabhu.
If you get tired of me, send me out.
Maharaj Prabhu, please go ahead.
Push the guru remove button and I'm gone.
Oh, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the simple devotees and all the devotees elsewhere. So, Guru Maharaj, I'm still thinking how to articulate. I think I've got some answers already as well. So it's about the same thing that we are discussing about the materialistic pull there, about the responsibilities, and so the more insignificant I realize certain activities, material activities are, the more pressing way they comes my way. So those for example, the official meetings about the profit margins and those pressures of things, which I realize they are none, they're not significant at all, and the more I'm enjoying the Krishna consciousness environment by the mercy of you, Guru Maharaj, and with the association of such a great devotees, the more we are trying to understand, and we are understanding things. Of course, that's just a starting of the journey, but yeah, there's so much of things which are going within, and the curiosity to learn more and more. The more pressing way, as I said, the other side, the material activities or the responsibilities comes and press hard. So how should I mean manage this? I'm trying my best from the understanding I have got so far, but still I want to hear from you, Maharaj. How should I deal with this situation?
I'm sorry to say, but there's an inviolable law that applies. The more you make advancement in Krishna consciousness, the more you look towards material life as being distasteful. It happens automatically. It's part of the spiritual growth. You have to numb yourself to actually continue in your material life. Because Krishna consciousness just takes you to another level of existence. And the more you experience the process, the happiness, the knowledge, the wonderful people you meet, you won't meet anybody like a devotee. Devotees are unique. Devotees are special. They actually care about others. That's what makes the devotee. They care about others. Devotees are not selfish. They always like to help others. They always like to be there when others are in need. That's a devotee. So when you meet people like that, and then you work with people in the material world, you see such a dichotomy. And then you develop a distaste more and more for the material association. And that's good. That means you're making advancement.
Yeah,
So-
Prabhu, but Maharaj, but still, I mean, we still have to, I mean, I'm talking about myself right now, so I still have to deal with them. I still have to, you know, spend time there, and that too a significant amount of time. And the more I'm trying to, give time and the Krishna conscious activities, I mean, I'm being pulled there more. I'm just trying to figure out where.
Good luck. But basically I can say is that, they're also Krishna's part and parcel, so you be respectful to them.
Yeah.
But you don't really get into developing relationships outside of the work, outside of what is needed to carry on your work. That's it. If you want to develop relationships, then develop relationships with devotees. Because we need relationships. We can be friendly and respectful to others, and we should be, but we shouldn't be what we call familiar or too close, because then their lifestyle, their values, whatever else they do starts to, flow into our life. And then we find there's a contrast between what I'm trying to be and what I'm trying to give up.
Sure, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Anyway,
Thank you.
yeah, Prabhupada gives not Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives a little antidote by which one can connect one consciousness to the spiritual energy. Is that when they're doing their material activities, they perform them very nice, but they keep Krishna in their heart. And they always think, when can I be with the devotees? When can I be with Krishna? So that's their consciousness as this while they're still going on with their mundane activities.
Amazing. Sure, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Maharaj, Slovenian devotee have also arranged something. Somedatri Mataji, would you like to?
Yeah, let me see.
Krishna.
Where are they online?
Yes, they are online.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
We can't see you, Mataji. Video is off.
Maybe offer you one short kirtan for birthday from Slovenia. Hare Krishna.
Is Harinam Ruchi there?
Harinam Ruchi is here, yes. Harinam Ruchi, come to kirtan. Yes. Translating. Yes. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Hare Krishna.
Somadata, you got, sir, you got to turn on your camera. Okay, here we go.
Maybe what I would suggest, if devotee you are not ready, maybe you can just get ready. I will just switch to question, and then maybe you can take some time if it's okay. Is that okay, Maharaj? We can just take one question while devotee gets ready there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anand Prabhu, you would like to ask your question, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Maharaj, most of the problems in the world are due to this false ego. So how can we reduce or how can we cut off the false ego? Of course, there is Trinadapi Sunichena, but how to even apply that Trinadapi Sunichena, Maharaj?
Well, first we have to know what is false ego and what is real ego. The category of real ego is a very simplified understanding. Jiver Surubai Krishna Nityadas. Nityasita Krishna Prema Sarokabonai Shravanani Siddhi Chitte Kori Udai. Real ego is your real identity. And your real identity is your eternal identity. Your temporary identity is part of the false ego. Janasa Mahama Meti. This I principle, which we connect to various categories of ourselves. I am, Indian. I am a resident of the US. I am old. I am intelligent. The I principle. And then the mind principle. This is mine. This is my wife. This is my children. These are my possessions. So these two things make up Janasa Moham. Moham means illusion. That's the false ego. So when you identify yourself with any of the I and mine categories in this world, that's an expression of the false ego. And so we accept these categories not for the sake of propagating our material identity, but we accept them in order to use them so we can use them in devotion to the Lord. So don't see yourself as who you are and not something that some label has come due to a position you have, due to a certain body you have. These are all this sense of false ego. But now that's just the theoretical understanding that when we act in relationship to the material energy, we have a desire to get a particular gain based on that activity. That's called fruit of activities, and that's in the mode of passion. And then, in other words, we're looking for some gain by the activities we perform. When you stop looking for gain, then you're actually reducing the principle of the false ego. When you perform the activities for the benefit of others or Krishna, or for the sake of pushing on spiritual life, then the false ego has no position. This false ego is always trying to gain something from everything that we do. But when you come free from personal motivation, that is the fastest way to reduce the effects of the false ego. Don't look for any. Do your material duties as a responsibility. Do your spiritual duties as an offering of love to Krishna. But don't look for gain, that's all. Just perform the activity. The gain will come through your relationship with the Lord. and the process of bhakti. That will come automatically. You don't have to look for that. But the false ego is always trying to jump in and say, what am I going to get out of this? That's the false ego. So, all right, I'm going to do something. And then the false ego says, yeah, okay, what's in it for me? Am I going to get some position? Am I going to get some honor? Am I going to get some happiness? Am I going to get some remuneration? What am I going to get? The false ego is there. Another feature of the false ego is to blame others for your own deficiencies or your own mistakes. False ego is good at that. When something happens to us, we blame others, or we blame the situation as the cause, rather than looking towards ourselves as the factor which brought about the cause. The false ego doesn't like that. That's the other side of the false ego. Now, there's a book that's written by not my god sister, but a very advanced devotee, and her name is Devaki. She wrote a whole book called The False Ego. And it's really quite extensive because there's so much dynamics to the false ego. Bhakti Tirtha Swami, in one of his books called The Beggar, he covers the whole idea of false ego in there. I think it's beggar number 4. Is that right, Mahima? Huh? Mahima knows, right? Say again?
Saying I will have to check Maharaj. I'm not sure myself.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's one of the beggar groups. I think it's number 4. But so there's books that deal specifically with the false ego. So you can read up on it, but I gave you just a preliminary. Just like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Someone comes to you with a problem, and you do your best to help them solve their problem. And you solve their problem, they go away happy, and you take credit for that. That's a feature of the false ego. You don't realize that the knowledge you gave them is coming from, not from, you're coming from you, but it's coming from outside of you, which you attained through either your spiritual master, through your caregivers, through your parents, through some feature. So when we take credit for things that we've done, even though they're successful and desirable, that's also a feature of the false ego. That's one of the biggest and one of the hardest to get rid of.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Now, here's the book by Devaki, The False Ego, Our Constant Companion and Troublemaker.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's something that devotees should read up on and study because it's something that is not so easily detectable. Like if I'm sitting here and thinking, well, you're the disciples and I'm the guru, that's another sense of false ego. From the perspective, that's correct, but the real ego is, I am your servant and I am Krishna's servant, but I'm serving you. I'm serving Krishna by serving you. So that's real ego. So if I think guru, then I'm in trouble. Prabhupada says, if you think you're guru, you're guru. It means cow, animal. So to identify ourselves with anything in this material world is a symptom of false ego. We have one identity. We are eternal servants of the Lord. That's our only identity. All of these adopted identities have some meaning in our relationship with the activities we perform in this world. But we should not think that's me. That's just a role I'm playing. That's it. I'm playing the role as husband. I'm playing the role as wife. I'm playing the role as child. I'm playing the role as boss. I'm playing the role as, you play so many roles. These are roles. So, but who are you? That's explained. We're eternal servant of the Lord. There's no other identity.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I don't know, sure.
Revati Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Guru Maharaj.
Before you ask the question, we have to say goodbye to the UK devotees that are just about to leave. Thank you very much.
And sorry, Maharaj, my apology. Actually, I completely missed my mistake because also Slovenian devotee, they were ready. They were actually singing. So they could not hear when I said that I will come back to you. They continued this kirtan. So my apology to all Slovenian devotees. Revati Mataji, if it's okay with you, can I switch to them, please?
Sure, Prabhu, sure.
Your permission. Somiratri Mataji, please.
We can do this kirtan.
Are you going to do kirtan?
Yes, they wanted to give this offering to you, Maharaj.
Okay.
So Mataji, over to you, please. Yeah. Can't hear you. Anybody else can hear? I can't hear.
There's no audio.
No, we cannot hear.
There is no audio. Mataji, there is no audio coming from there. Somiratri Mataji, sorry, there is no audio coming from your end.
Actually, this light garbled audio, I think, yeah, we'll use our imagination.
Everybody's clapping and singing, but I can't hear anything.
Mataji, we can't hear you. Somiratri Mataji. Anybody from Slovenia devotee? I think they are all in the full blissful mode. Or...
Well, just pass it by if you... Okay.
Okay. I think since
we can't hear anything.
yes, Somiratri Mataji or anybody from Slovenia.
I don't think they can even hear you talking to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like they're in this spiritual world right now.
It is the visual offering, all right.
Yes.
I think that's the right example of how devotee feels when they are fully in the spiritual world. They are not worried about material world.
One of the symptoms of ecstasy is speechlessness. It's standing, can't say anything.
Okay, so Revati Mataji, please. Over to you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Guru Maharaj. All glories to all assembled devotees. My question is when following
Very good. There you go.
Ne čujete se? Ja, kako je zdaj to? Zdaj pa jaz ne vem, kako te čujemo.
3 Devi, go straighten out the Slovenia devotees. You know how to do it.
I muted them now. Sorry, Revati Mataji, please go ahead.
Keep them on mute and do the Revati, yeah.
Yes, yes. All right, that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. My question is about when following the general instructions of spiritual master, we have like hearing, chanting, and reading books, and also devotional activities we have to perform. So when we have to prioritize things, like sometimes I find it very challenging. Like whenever I engage in devotional activities, my reading gets neglected. I'm finding it very difficult to balance, but I do feel very enthusiastic when it comes to like serve. We have like so many services locally, but also I feel like I'm neglecting my reading other instructions. So when we have to prioritize these general instructions, so which one, how we should go, Guru Maharaj? Yeah.
You have to use your intelligence. No one's going to tell you exactly how to organize your day. You have to see what works. You make a schedule and find time for each of the activities that are required throughout the day and work with the schedule. That's all. No one can do it for you. You have to figure it out, or you can get help from others who can help you figure it out, but it's up to you. You have to organize. Sometimes you have to downsize once at something in order to give more time and priority to some other activity. And so when you have responsibilities in the material world, which you do, you have a family, you have 2 kids, and you have a house, you have so many things. So you have to say, all right, there's time for Krishna consciousness, and then there's required time for family responsibility. You're gonna have to figure it out how to do it. If you're not exactly sure, then speak to another family who's in the same situation and ask them how they do it. And I can suggest a person you can talk to, and you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Lalitangi, yeah.
Yes, Guru
She's
Maharaj.
right there. She's your good friend. She also has 2 kids, a husband, family responsibilities. Ask her. She's quite adept in devotional service.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I do check with Mataji whenever I have any blogs or any suggestions. Yeah, I do check with Lalitangi Mataji. Yeah.
Ultimately, you have to work it out.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm trying to balance everything so that my reading and sadhana also is good, because especially hearing your classes and reading is really effective for me.
One of the principles of devotional service is called time management. There's a book by Bhakti Tirtha Swami. It's called Time Management. It's called Leadership Number 1. Leadership Number 1. He wrote this whole book, and it's all about time management. So take some knowledge from that book. He was a person that did so much. I mean, what he did, it was impossible for anyone, most people, to even come close to. Traveled around the world, giving lectures, dealing with devotees, helping to manage a temple, and plus so many other things also. He was on the GBC. He got GBC responsibilities too. But he wrote a book on time management. So he would be a person you could get some valuable instructions, valuable advice.
Sure, sure, Guru Maharaj. I'll refer that book. Yeah.
You really want somebody who's professional, just go Radha Bhakti. She's expert at time management.
Sure, Guru Maharaj. Yeah. Radha Bhakti Mataji always helps me whenever I text her. So thank you.
She knows how to manage things. She manages me, which I like, because I need a man. She's good. And she gets paid for what she does, but she'll do it free for the devotees, right?
I'm really not good at anything, Guru Maharaj, at all. I think everybody on the call knows that. But thank you for your encouragement.
No, this is true. I'm just being humble.
You also know I'm not humble, Guru Maharaj. So thank you for your encouragement.
Okay.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, my husband would like to just pay obeisances and would like to ask a question. That's okay.
You can go through Vrindavan, anything you want to do.
Yeah.
It's okay, Mataji.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada, all glories to you, Maharaj. I think my question, I think you already answered it, Maharaj, but I'll ask again. I've been listening to your classes via YouTube in offline mode. I think in last week's one of the classes you mentioned emotion is bhakti. One has to use intelligence properly for right emotion. I think the same question that Revati had, how to balance, how to use our intelligence for proper bhakti. I think there's also always we'll have a feeling if we use our own intelligence, are we acting selfishly? And I think in one of the classes, I think Srimati Mataji asked, there is a guilt that will set in. If you do things selfishly, a guilt will set in, right? So we have to use our intelligence appropriately. How to discriminate? We are not acting selfishly. We are acting according to Guru's instruction. So that's always like a daily challenge, Maharaj.
Yeah, everyone goes through that, but it's something that is required in order to make advancement.
Yeah.
To apply the knowledge in an intelligent way. And that's called, what is that called? Application of knowledge. What is that word? It starts with an S. Hari, what is that called when you apply the knowledge? Starts with an S.
In Sanskrit, Guru Maharaj, or in English?
Nididhyasana?
Nidhyasana.
Nididhyasana, yeah.
That's application, right?
Yes.
Nidhyasana.
Nididhyasana.
Yeah. There's hearing, there's understanding, and then there's application. And then from application, when it's done properly, then you get realization. And from realization comes the qualities that develop within the devotee, his skills, his abilities, his good qualities. Oh yeah, learn the process of application. And Prabhupada speaks not only about the knowledge and the understanding, he also talks about application a lot.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
And if you're married, you always have another person you can ask. That's the benefit of married life, is that two people can work together to help each other in Krishna consciousness. That's the benefit of married life. And that's one of the purposes of married life, to support each other in our fulfilling our goals in life.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Please bless us so we can continue in the process of bhakti. Yeah, I think it takes a lot of effort and dedication and surrender, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prapti Mataji, I think maybe we will take this as a last question unless any devotee have any other last offering or something. Prapti Mataji, over to you, please.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Am I on mute? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mataji.
Yes.
My humble obeisance to Guru Maharaj. My Danvat Pranam to you. My Shiksha Guru Maharaj. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. On such an auspicious day, my prayer to Krishna to give you immense health and all the wisdom that you are sharing with us, making our lives absolutely beautiful. And we thanking you for that. And I just want to wish you a very, very, very long life so you can continue blessing us with your wisdom, Guru Maharaj. And I cannot thank you enough since I've joined to attend your classes, how much I have grown in Krishna consciousness, how much I've learned. And I am very, very thankful to you, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my Danvat Pranam and my humble obeisances to you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Trudy. That was a special blessing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there with all the other devotees who got family gathered there today. I have a social engagement to do. So I am doing a taxi service for somebody today. So I'm just sitting in the car. I sent them inside and I said, I will follow you. I have to wish my Guru Maharaj. He's on his special occasion. So I'm thankful to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for making effort to join. So, dear devotees, if you any last questions, last thing, I appreciate Maharaj gave us so much time, but it's already only 65 minutes over. So
is the Slovenian devotees still doing kirtan?
Well, they said they tried their best. That's what Soumya said. So I guess now they tried 3 different times, Guru Maharaj. So it looks like, it didn't work. But their spirit was very strong and we saw how blissful they were. So I guess that's their contribution today.
That was due to Harinam Ruchi. He's such a powerful kirtan leader. Okay.
Are we
Thank you.
chanting together Vrindavan Nath Prabhu, or that's not possible?
I think already Mataji, I don't know, like.
I can host. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, sure. But I'm just looking for Maharaj.
I have a temple engagement coming up in less than an hour. So I have maybe, if the devotees want, I can chant for a few minutes or more, a couple rounds, and that's all.
Guru Maharaj, I have written like somebody just like pushing me. I've written just few lines. If it's okay with you, I can read for you.
Continue.
It's actually Ananda Brindavan who asked me that you just write only normal offering, write few lines as a song. So if it's okay, it will take 4 or 5 minutes, Maharaj. It's in the song form.
She wrote the song?
No, I have written on her request. She said that don't write normal offering, write few lines as a song. So I just wrote, and she just like here behind me, just pushing like, no, you have to speak, you have to speak. So she sent so many representative, no, you should sing. So if it's your
I always
permission,
have
then.
refusing your wife, so you probably have the same situation. She's so nice.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, with your permission.
Go ahead.
Guru Meri Puja, Guru Govinda, Guru Mera Par Brahm, Guru Bhagavanta. Prabhupada taught us surrender to Krishna. Our Guru told us live only for Krishna. Guru Meri Puja, Guru Govinda, Guru Mera Par Brahm, Guru Bhagavanta. We should not waste this precious life. Whenever we can, serve, chant and strive. Guru Meri Puja, Guru Govinda, Guru Mera Par Brahm, Guru Bhagavanta. Guru is our medium to connect with Krishna. Without Guru mercy, can't get love of Radha Krishna. Guru Meri Puja, Guru Govinda, Guru Mera Par Brahm, Guru Bhagavanta. Guru is our bridge to connect with Krishna. Without Guru mercy, can't reach Goloka. Guru Meri Puja, Guru Govinda, Guru Mera Par Brahm, Guru Bhagavanta. Time is fleeting, don't let it slip. In devotion, hold tight Guru lotus feet. Guru Meri Puja, Guru Govinda, Guru Mera Par Brahm, Guru Bhagavanta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
sweet. So
Hari,
sweet.
Prabhuji Jai.
that is so good, Prabhu.
Hare Bol. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for allowing.
My only desire is to somehow or other become more qualified in my service to Srila Prabhupada and to be effective in helping devotees become more and more connected with Krishna, along with connecting myself more and more with Krishna also. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Really,
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
it's very, very special occasion day, very auspicious day for all of the disciples in God family. And thank you very much, Maharaj, for showering all your blessings today. It's really, really, I think, like we all are on the 9th cloud today, like looks like at least for
Yes.
me and for here. And I'm sure everybody will be feeling the same. So thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Jai.
Ah,
Yes.
Jai. Thank you.
Guru
Thank you for giving
Maharaj
us so
ki
much time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Guru
Thank
Maharaj.
you, Guru Maharaj, for giving us so much time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Available always for us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you.
Jai
Thank you,
Gurudev.
Guru Maharaj. Sorry, not here properly. Videos.
Okay.
Sorry.
Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for being such a wonderful,
इधर आके बोलो
compassionate, kind, loving, caring, wonderful, wonderful spiritual master. We are absolutely speechless with joy at
from
having
this.
your lotus feet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai.
Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.
Ki
Jai.
jai.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hot pizzas, anyone want?
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hari bol. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
بس أنا كيس ليش
We're eternally
Did you
grateful.
listen?
for
Yes.
creating such wonders.
Rzeczy, bo мене таке слышу, конечно.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, thank you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Huh?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Wie мене? Как потом ми? Tu.
Vinodini.
Azizem.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Evo.
Manoran Tanya from Croatia. Raja Vilasini from Chicago.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Sita Rani from Croatia.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Bhakti and Hari Prasad from the Big Apple.
Big Apple.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Amazing how many devotees are on from Detroit here. And I just went to Detroit.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Last year during
Thank you, Maharaj.
During that festival in Detroit, so many wonderful devotees we met. And about at least 6 or 7 of them are online today, and they've been online every day.
Yeah. Your mercy, Maharaj.
I think it's the mercy of yours. Sure, really sure. Huh?
He's amazing, Maharaj. Yes.
He is really amazing. I mean, he's a person that stays in the background, but does everything.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes.
He wants no credit. He wants no position.
No.
He simply wants to serve the
Serve. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
We're all fortunate to have such a
yeah.
And I'm just like, for instance, an Anand Sangar, Vadavilasini, Bal Krishna,
Ridhanya.
Sundari. Who else did I miss?
Ridhanya is there. She's also from Detroit.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many. Radhanya, yeah, and then there's
Bhagyashri.
Bhagyashri, yes. Pavani, Bhagyashri, yes. How can we miss Bhagyashri Mataji? She's amazing.
Is that one person I can't think of? I can see, but I can't think of the name. Her last name.
Amrita.
Aarti.
Aarti Mataji. Yeah.
Narsimha Prasad Prabhu.
Please
Yes.
Guru Maharaj.
He's there, yeah. I mean, these are all of these devotees I just met in one particular occasion in July when we went there for they all came.
It was a magical nectar of instruction, Maharaj. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good. That's that I met all of you, and I saw how, expertly, Yugali Kishore is cultivating devotees. Nice. He really knows how to do things. And not only does he do Detroit, he does New York too. He goes back and forth.
Yes, he does.
Amazing personality. Really amazing.
We are blessed, Maharaj.
Yeah. Actually, he's the guru. I just gave the name, that's all.
No, Maharaj.
Good. Nice to see all of you. Mahima and Mahatma from my hometown, Varzin, Croatia. Mahima is my favorite cook in Croatian, and Mahatma is my favorite techie guy. Anything I need to know about computers, whatever it is, doesn't matter how hard it is, Just call him up, it's fixed.
Maharaj, it's your mercy. I'm not really qualified, but it's you.
I don't think I think it's your mercy because you're doing it wrong. He's amazing when it comes to computers. There's no question he can't do. He's a supreme expert. And he doesn't even have a job as computers. He's a cook.
Oh, wow.
He's has many. All of you have so much talent out there. That's amazing. And Srimati and Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare
Such
Krishna.
sweet,
My
lovely
Hare
people. They have a wonderful family. They're preaching in Frisco, Texas, which is Dallas, Texas, really. Amazing. So, Dharma Vatsal and his good wife Tatiana there. I brought Dharma Vatsal to New York for the first time. I took him out of his overalls in the farm and brought him to the big city. His eyes were spinning constantly. He didn't know which way to look. He got lost in New York. He came back and he loved it. When he came back, he was staying up all night chanting. He couldn't stop chanting. So yeah, and then we have Madan Gopal. Madan Gopal, if you know Madan Gopal, you'll love him.
Hare Krishna.
Most lovable person you've ever made. So what is it? Unassuming, simple, loves people. He's just so, I mean, if you want to talk about meeting a nice person, that's Madan Gopal.
You're the best.
Beautiful wife, Gayatri. All of devotees have so many amazing qualities. Radha Vinodini, she's super excellent at doing things. If you want to get something done, ask her. She gets it done before you even finish. She's good. Archana, she's there in Apex.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Carolina, along with her good husband, Karuna Sindhis. Very few women actually say this about their husband. He says, my husband is the best person I've ever known in the world. He is so wonderful. I don't hear women talking about their husbands like that.
No, Maharaj, no. That's unusual, Maharaj.
Very unusual. But what she's saying is from both experience and both by his amazing qualities of he's so kind, he's like kindness personified. Wonderful children that she raised. These children they had difficulties when they were born. She was the perfect mother and she raised them. They went beyond their difficulties. Now they're doing wonderful things as teenagers.
Your blessings, Guru Maharaj.
Ideal mother. Sita Rani, what can we say about Sita Rani? I gave her the name because he was married to a demon. And he did everything he could to destroy her Krishna consciousness, threatened her, took her deities and threw them in the fire, did everything, came running into the temple with his shoes on and yanked her out of the program one night. I was there personally. She never gave up her Krishna consciousness. Now she's fully free. So I gave her the name Sita because she was dealing with Ravana. And when Ravana tried to set the tail of Hanuman on fire, Hanuman took his tail and burnt down half of Lanka. And so her husband took her Hanuman deity and threw it in the fire. So I thought he was the perfect Ravana. And then somehow the Didi didn't get burnt at all. She took him out and cleaned him up really nicely, and he was back in flying form again. So her story is amazing. I mean, she's just such determination to practice Krishna consciousness in so many difficult situations.
It is only because of your mercy, Guru Maharaj, nothing else.
Well, you know, you had a good well-wisher there. She's still with you. Mhm. So all the devotees are, many of them come out of difficult situations, but they understand that Krishna is the best. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
Patri, we love you. Although we didn't get a chance to see you. Somadachi's another amazing person. She serves at the expense of her health. She doesn't care. She just serves. She just loves to serve. I had to actually drag her out of Slovenia and bring her to Mayapur so she would survive. She was serving so much that her health was going down. But she kept serving, so I said, we got to do something. So we did. Now she goes to Mayapur regularly. Good. Thank you all. I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Manas and his good wife, Neera, is it Neera?
Neeti. Neeti Guru Maharaj.
Neeti. I just came to Cincinnati, did a program there. Here they are.
Thank you, Raj. Yeah.
And we got Hitai Nataraj, Chicago.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru.
He's so generous. When I come, he stops everything and just gives me everything I need in order to do my service when I'm in Chicago. And he loves to dance. He can dance and dance and dance. So many wonderful devotees with so many wonderful qualities. Thank you all. And my prayers and blessings on behalf of Srila Prabhupada to give you all of whatever you need to be happy and to make progress in your Krishna consciousness.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Srila
Thank you.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Gurudev ki jai.
Jai.